guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Taylor. If you've been here, you probably forget who I am anyway because I don't think I've posted a video in like 2 months. But we are back today with a very exciting video. So if you don't know, I got engaged to my boyfriend, now fiance, Dan, back in January of 2021. It is September 15th, 2022. So we've been engaged for a year and what is that, 8 months? And tomorrow, September 16th, 2022 marks exactly 1 year until our wedding day. We are down to 365 days. So I thought in honor of our wedding being a year from tomorrow, I would sit down with you guys and just share with you everything that I have learned from this long engagement, talk about everything I've done in regards to wedding planning so far, where I'm at in our wedding planning process, what I have left to do. If you aren't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe, and let's just get right into it, shall we? So whether you are watching because you are recently engaged, if so, congratulations, or maybe you've been engaged forever like I have and you're in the midst of planning, maybe you just started planning, wherever you are in your wedding planning journey, I hope that you can take something from this video to help you in the process, because it is a stressful, overwhelming process, but it's also so much fun and so beautiful to just put so much effort and time and thought and love into what's supposed to be like the best day of your life. I don't know about you, but I wanted to be engaged so badly. I was so ready to be engaged. We've been together so long. We had a house. I was just so ready. And the second that ring got put on my finger, I was like, shoot, I don't know a thing about planning a wedding. Like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And people are very excited for you. So they're always asking you like, oh, what do you want your dress to look like? What kind of venue do you want? What time of year do you want to get married? And when people started asking me those questions, I was genuinely like, I have no idea. It's just a lot. And I didn't know where to start. This is where you start. I'm sure you've probably already done this. You probably have a wedding inspo Pinterest board. I advise you to go back and not delete it, but edit it, because I'm sure what you wanted 10 years ago is not what you probably like today. Be very broad, just pin things that when you look at, you like. And then I guarantee you when you go back to your board, you'll start to see like a theme. And then believe it or not, this is something that we didn't do, but I recommend thinking about a time of year. This might seem like super obvious and I don't know why, but we didn't do this. Consider weather, obviously, the foliage, like what you want it to look like in your pictures. If you want more of like a orangey, yellow, brown look, then that would be the fall, obviously. Or if you want a lot of greens, that would be more like summertime. Also consider like important dates in your family, birthdays, holidays. Like if you have a lot of birthdays in your family in the month of June, maybe you would pick another summer month if you wanted a summer wedding. So things like that will help you kind of get a gauge on what time of year you want to get married. And then once you have your general time of year down, go see venues. I would definitely recommend seeing a decent amount of venues and then just make a pros cons list. You know, take into consideration things like if you want to get married outside, what kind of options do they have? What is their indoor option if, God forbid, it rains? Take a ton of pictures because they're all going to blur together and you want to remember what you liked and what you didn't about all of them. So as you're walking around, take photos, take notes, and then you'll have something to refer back to. Side note, we didn't think of this before, but a lot of venues asked us our like estimated guest count, and we truly had no idea. I would recommend not like making a guest list, but just having a general idea of how many people you think you would have, roughly. Once you get your venue, things just come naturally. The venue itself will give you recommended vendors list. You will start to envision exactly what you want to happen where at your venue. Things just start to snowball in the best way. So aside from the recommendations from the venue when it comes to vendors, I recommend having a running list of recommendations from people that you trust. I know I said the second you get engaged, the questions start, but people also start giving you recommendations. If you trust the source, write it down. I just had a running list in the notes app of my phone. And then maybe you aren't getting a ton of recommendations because maybe you are one of the first cousins or siblings in your family to get engaged, or one of the first of your friends to get engaged. If that's the case, take to Instagram. For instance, the caterer that we are using, I found my photographer on the catering's Instagram. Or let's say you follow somebody who you know got married and you loved their makeup look. You can go and see who did their makeup and you can inquire. They always have like stuff in their bio, whether it's people you know or just your explore page. You'd be amazed at how many people and things you could find on Instagram. Okay, next tip I have for you before you go booking a bunch of different vendors, make a wedding email. Go on Gmail and make a brand new email account just for your wedding things. This is the email that you can give to all of your vendors. That way you have all of your inquiries, estimates, contracts, ideas, everything in one place. I forget who gave me this advice, but it was truly the best thing because I know exactly where to go for all my wedding things. It's all there. What I've done so far, we've booked our venue, our caterer, our photographer, our videographer, our DJ. I bought my dress. I've asked my bridesmaids, and we booked our florist. The florist was the hardest thing for me. I think because everything else that we have decided on, we have seen in person, whether that be the actual venue or the menu for the caterer or performances from our DJ. Florals are so hard because you could see work they've done for other people, but you can't really see exactly what you want. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like it was just so hard for me to pick a florist without seeing exactly what I was going to get on the day of. I don't know a damn thing about flowers, I realized. I actually took to Instagram and just asked people to recommend me florists, and they did, and I made a list and I went down the list and I finally chose one. How I decided was the last person I met with that I ended up booking, she actually had me come into the floral shop, meet with her. She took out her book, her phone. When I would say like something that I had in my head or show her like a picture of something that I liked, she would then show me a picture of her actual work and be like, we could do something like this, more like this. She was taking notes. It was wonderful, and then the budget was also great. I would just go in having an idea of the colors you like, because I don't even know if I knew that when I started looking for flowers. Just have a general idea of what you like. So when we booked our photographer, we booked her pretty early, like we did majority of our vendors, because we liked her work and we didn't want her to be booked if we waited. So we booked her and she offered us an engagement session in our package. So we were so excited. We didn't want to have our engagement shoot too far away from our engagement, but what I wasn't thinking was having it too far away from our wedding. So we actually had our engagement shoot last summer and we just sent out our save the dates this summer, and we used those photos obviously, and I really do wish we would have waited to do our engagement shoot. I think if Dan is watching this, he will probably be like, I told you so. I think he was saying we should wait, but my thought was it's an engagement shoot. So I wanted to do it close to our engagement. But what I didn't think about was how I was gonna use those pictures and when I was going to use those pictures. Our wedding website, our save the dates, maybe our invites. I don't know about that, I'm not there yet. But like, I think they just should have been more recent. That was a lesson learned. If you have a long engagement like me, I would wait and do your engagement shoot later rather than sooner. So like I said, I did buy my dress. I bought my dress in March of this year, which is what I mentally told myself I wanted to do, was to get my dress a year and a half out, just to be safe. So before I bought my dress, I told you I had that running list of recommendations in my phone, and I had a decent amount of stores that people recommended I go to, but I started at David's Bridal. The recurring theme of this wedding planning process for me was learning how much I didn't know. Regardless of how many dresses I saw on Pinterest, I didn't know what kind of dress I wanted to wear. I didn't know what was gonna look good on me. I didn't even know the names of like I didn't know what an A-line was or a crepe gown. I didn't know. I didn't know any designers. I still barely do. But what I did was I went to David's Bridal first. This is just like a very laid back place to go. They have a ton of options and it's much more hands-on than a lot of the other boutiques I went to. You can like actually look through the dresses and touch them and pick them up and all of that. So I recommend doing that. Try on anything and everything. Ask questions, learn what you like, what you don't, but also learn a little bit about like the styles. I actually learned what an A-line dress was, and that turned out to be a lot of the pictures that I had saved, and I didn't like them on me. And I really got an idea. Didn't decide on anything, God forbid. I got an idea of what I liked. I will link in the description of this video the TikToks I shared of me trying on dresses. I'll try on the tight, form-fitting, and the biggest of the ballroom dresses. Even if you think you know what you like, just try everything on. Try on the strapless, the off the shoulder, the ones with sleeves, just so you know, because truthfully, the dress I bought was not what I thought I was gonna buy at all, and I feel like a lot of people say that. So try on a bunch of dresses before you decide. Trust me, because when you sign that paper and you pay that money, you're like signing your life away. It's like you can never return this dress. Even if you die and your wedding doesn't happen, you have to pay for this dress. It's your dress. So just be sure. And you know, when people say like you have that like this is it moment, you will. I like felt myself internally. I felt like I wanted to cry, but it wasn't like a outwardly feeling of like, I knew like, oh my gosh, I'm so emotional. I love it so much. Like my body just started to feel emotional. I don't know how to explain it, but like I just knew. You'll know when you know. You just put it on and you just know. So I know I said I also asked my bridal party. I was so excited to do this. I also will put the TikTok that I posted below of me making my bridesmaids proposal boxes and me asking my bridesmaids to be my bridesmaids. Those are two separate videos. But my recommendation to you is to not ask your wedding party until at least a year out. All the research I did, that is what they recommended. And I did ask them a little early, but it's fine. I really thought it through. And now that I have them, I am starting to plan my bachelorette party and I'm looking at possible bridesmaids dresses for them. So like I said, how when you book your venue, things just start happening. That's kind of how it's been with everything. Like when I booked the florist, they were like, well, how many bridesmaids bouquets do you need? And I'm like, shoot, I don't even know. Like I haven't even asked my bridesmaids. And then I thought to ask my bridesmaids. And then I asked them and I'm like, well, what color do I want them to wear? And then I started looking for dresses. You know what I mean? Like it happens naturally. I would also recommend waiting to send your save the dates until about a year out. I know people send them out much closer to their date. We had sent them out around the 1 year mark. We wanted to like secure that date on their calendar, so we just sent it out. And looking back, I do kind of wish we would have waited. Our list just grew and grew and grew, and it was originally like 125 people, and now I think we're close to like 175. I wish we maybe would have kept it a little bit smaller, and now I feel like because I sent the save the dates, I have to send an invitation. But speaking of save the dates, I found a template on Etsy that I bought for like, I don't know, $7, $8. My mom got like nice paper and nice envelopes and label paper, and we printed them. She typed up everybody's address for me and made the labels, and they turned out great. And it cost like next to nothing to do it. Invitations alone seem silly to spend a lot of money on because it literally is just a piece of paper that sits on their fridge for a couple months and then they throw it away. Especially do not spend the money on your save the dates because it's not even your invite. Once your invite comes out, they're just gonna throw that away. Or maybe they just look at it and put it in their calendar and throw it away anyway. So it's a piece of paper, treat it like it is. If you're wondering how I had all of the addresses for everybody that we were gonna send our save the dates to, I will tell you. If you make a wedding website on, I use The Knot. I forget what the other ones are, but I'm sure they all have it, but I know The Knot has it because that's what I use. They have this feature where it generates a link for you that you can send out via text, Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, wherever your family and friends are. It says the happy couple would like your information. They fill out their name, their email address, and their home address, and then you have it all on your wedding website. Well, the account you have for your wedding website, and you can literally just export it as like a PDF or a file, and then you have everybody name, address. So I highly, highly, highly recommend doing that. Even if you're not ready to design your wedding website, just make an account and get that link and send it out to everybody that you know you want to send a save the date / invite to. So I told you everything that I've done up until this point. So now where I'm at, I am searching for my makeup artist and somebody to do my hair. I haven't found anybody that I am interested in yet to do my hair, but I have found a couple makeup artists, and all of them are booked. So I recommend doing that much earlier. I just didn't think that that would be something that we would have to reserve early. I'm also in the midst of planning my bachelorette, getting a head count of my friends, finding an Airbnb. I think we're going to Scottsdale, Arizona. Dan and I have a few Spotify playlists. We have one that's like all of the songs that we want our DJ to play, and another that has like possible first dance songs. I am still on Pinterest getting plenty of ideas. I'm still editing my Pinterest board, deleting things that I don't like anymore, saving new things, whether it be like day of pictures that I want or decor. My thing right now I'm looking at is signs that I want throughout the venue. And lastly, I have a constant running list in the notes app of my phone, my favorite thing, of my big wedding to do. So every time I think of something that I want to do or have to do, I put it there, and mentally in my mind it comes out of my brain and somewhere else. That way I can't forget it. So before I end off this video, I do want to just mention a couple little bits of advice, take it or leave it, just like overall general advice based on the things I have done, gone through, learned so far through this process. 1, you don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe anybody an explanation for why you made the decisions you made. It is your day, especially if you are the one paying for it. It is your day. You get to do it however you want, regardless. My second piece of advice, don't ask for advice if you are not ready for people's opinions. People love to give their opinions and their unsolicited advice. People are going to recommend things that they did, things that they loved, and it might not be your thing. Just be smart when asking for advice. You don't want to have too many people chirping in your ear and too many opinions, so be prepared. If you're asking for advice, you're gonna get it. And then don't compare. Everybody has different means, whether you are paying for your wedding yourself or you are fortunate enough to have someone paying for your wedding for you. Maybe you're having a very intimate, personal, small wedding. Maybe you're having a ginormous 300-person wedding. Whatever it might be, don't compare your day to somebody else's, because everybody is different, everybody likes different things, and at the end of the day, it is your day. So just don't let comparison interfere with you having the best day of your life. And then lastly, same as the comparison issue, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You don't have to do a favor or a late night snack or a menu on the table or an itinerary, things like that. Like, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. So if you're looking to cut back and save money, you don't feel that you have to do all the things that everybody else does. You just have to do what you want to do and what's going to make your day your day. So with all that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you took something beneficial away from it wherever you are in your wedding planning journey. Looking back now, I am very grateful for our long engagement, as much as I just wanted to literally marry Dan the day after we got engaged, even though I knew nothing. I am so grateful for the fact that we still have a year left and that we've already had so much time. It's just been great to not have to put out all of that money in such a short amount of time. We've been able to kind of divvy it up. We don't feel rushed with our booking. I still have a year left. I still have a lot to learn. I might look back on this video after my wedding and laugh. I hope not. But I hope that you guys were able to benefit from this video. I hope that you learned something new. I hope that you're really enjoying your wedding planning process. So with all that being said, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.